Hi, good evening. I'm Reg Goslin from Improving Performance Personal Coaching. I am the Generation X career coach who empowers you from within to make sure that you achieve the results that you are capable of. Like I said, I'm Reg Goslin. It's Tuesday evening. This is usually on a Monday, but I had some family commitments to attend to yesterday, so we've moved it through to Tuesday this evening. Just want to make sure that my screen is fit for purpose. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. I know the evenings are drawing in and people are coming home from work. So what I tend to do is I'll do this live. So if anybody joins, fantastic. But if no one is available, what it is, it will be available on catch up. It will be available later on this evening on the Facebook page and on Facebook groups and on my website via YouTube. So what I'm going to do now is just switch over to the desktop. So I want to share some visuals with you. Otherwise, it's just me talking to you and you just listening to my voice for the next half an hour. So bear with me just a second and I shall get that open. Is that it? There it is. Okay, that should be it. There you go. You've got it. Fantastic. Excellent. There you go. Okay, like I said, I'm Reg Goslin from Improving Performance Personal Coaching, and this is the Improving Performance Career Advance and Development Group Coaching webinar. Okay, so generations, just to give you the context of what we're talking about this evening, are people born and living around the same time, and they tend to experience the same life challenges for that particular time. So in career terms, it's a group of people who experience the same significant events within a period of time and are the basis of social and business study. There are 5 generations currently in the workplace at the moment. Can you believe that? Because people are actually living longer, which is fantastic news, but that puts a pressure onto the work environment. So the 5 generations that are currently competing for jobs and roles at the moment are the baby boomers at the top. And as you'll see, they were born around the mid 1940s. So they're generally around 72, 73 to around the mid 50s at the moment. You've got the Generation X people who were born around 1964 to 80. So they're generally around hitting 40 now to around 55. That's where I sit at the moment. Even though I tag on to the baby boomers, I think there's also a part that allows you to decide which part you sit in, because I don't necessarily relate to anybody born in the 1940s, if you like. And because it's not an exact science, you can actually fit where you relate with regards to the generations. You've got the Xennials, and that's a very mini snapshot of people born around 1975 to 85, and they're generally mid-30s to mid-40s at the moment. Then you've got the much discussed millennial generation, and that's when we really started to embrace what the generations were. And they are generally around 25, mid-20s to late 30s at the moment. They're also known as Generation Y. And then you've got bringing up the rear, if you like, the people that are entering the workplace now. They are around 18 to 24 years old, and they're classed as Generation Z, and they will be the last generation that will probably have an alphabet between them, because before that they had the alphabet, and then the baby boomers just had numbers. I'm just giving you a crash course of what generations were, just to give you context of what we're talking about here. So what it is, all of these generations face different challenges within their career development, and that's why we break them down that way. Because of the advancement that they're looking for, the career development they're looking for, they're facing different challenges. So my specialist area as improving performance personal coaching is Generation X, but I do have clients across all of those specific generations. So just to give you a very quick introduction to improving performance and coaching as a process. I know I cover this all the time, but I'm not going to assume that every single person is here every time I start this. So introduction to coaching as a process. It's for those individuals that want career development, career advancement, want to do better within the jobs that they do at the moment. People that are looking for a personal development. It might not be anything to do with a career. They just want to expand upon their skills and develop the skills that they've got. It's for those people that are unsure of what coaching is. It's a much used word at the moment. You can use it in sports, you can use it in personal development, you can use it in business. So it's, in this specific case, it's just to give you a flavor of what it is, show you what the benefits of having a intervention specialist work with you, and to give you a taster of what it is you can look forward to. I don't necessarily do it here all the time, but it's also just to give you a view of what it is. It's for those people that are seeking career change. They may be looking for different things within a company. You might be working for a big enough company and you want to get promotion, or you might want to do a sideways move from sales, if you like, to a marketing department, or from marketing to a bidding department, because you may want to develop new skills. Did you know that if you wanted to be a director on a board of a PLC, you have to work in all departments, and you also have to work abroad. You have to have had some experience abroad. It's not written in law, but to make you all-rounded. So this is how it happens and how you get to work in those different areas. There are people out there that are coming back into the work environment. They may have taken a step out for a number of reasons. Those reasons could be childcare. They could be looking after an elderly parent. They might have taken a sabbatical. They may have gone around the world or something. Lucky you. But those are the reasons why. And there are people out there, and this is what I relate to, who were unchallenged in the role that they had. I'd been in the company for too long. I'd been doing the same role for too long. And unfortunately, there was nowhere else to go. And there comes a time when you have to feel challenged. You have to have a purpose. And there's also those people who might not necessarily have the resource to be able to engage with an intervention specialist. An intervention specialist, is, for instance, a coach or a mentor or a counsellor, or anybody in that area that will actually help you to move forward. So you might not have the resources, so group coaching or online events like this might be able to help you. So for the purpose of this, I can take questions if we've got time at the end. I would suggest you have a pen and paper to take some notes and sit somewhere where you can be uninterrupted. Tonight will be one way for most of the night, or if not all of it. You can ask questions, as I said, but they might be in the box, and if they pop up, then I'll answer them if I see them. What I tend to do is to do a Facebook Live on a Thursday. I've tried doing a few newsletters, but it's very time consuming. So I need to adapt my time scales and my urgent important list so that I can get back to doing those. So that's one of the things that I've taken from my coach over the last month in terms of my time management. And I'll post the answers on the Generation X and the Career Advanced Development group pages. Okay, every session will have a topic, a focus, and tonight what we're going to be talking about is your career development plan or your personal development plan. I did it a long time ago, or about 4 months ago, but I'm doing it again because I'm starting the cycle and adding to it as we go along. Eventually, once the numbers pick up and I start seeing the numbers on the social media of how many views there were, it will start moving over to a subscription service. Not expensive, but enough to get the content that built up to demonstrate the value. And tonight will last no longer than 40 minutes, and we've taken 9 minutes so far. So let's get started. The objective for this evening is understanding what a career development plan or what a personal development plan is with regards to your job, and why a career development plan is vital for your growth, and how to create your own specific plan. So that's what we'll be working on this evening. And then how to use that specific plan for your own personal development. Okay, here's the thing for you. If you don't design your own plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's. And guess what they have got planned for you? Not a lot. Okay, so what is it? What is a career development plan? Well, just as what it says here on the screen, but I'll say it out. It's a short, medium and long-term list of personal goals that you have for your job or for your career. It relates to the existing role that you're in, or the role that you aspire to next, or the next one in the line of your own career, of what you're looking for. It will include activities. It will include some experiences that will expose you to the development that you're looking for and things that you can achieve in the short, the medium, and the long term. The question is, why would a person need to have a career development plan or a personal development plan? Well, I've scribbled down an analogy now on my famous post-it note just before I came on. And what I wrote here is, if you've got a car and you turned on the sat nav, how do you know when you've got where you're going once you've started that car? How do you know where you're going? How do you know when you've got there? And how do you know what route that you're going to take on your actual journey? How long will the journey take? And more importantly, where are the jams? Where are the traffic jams? Where are the obstacles on that journey? One of the things that I have definitely noticed over the last few years is that natural progression is no longer the norm. Back when I started my career with the big company that I worked for from 17, there was always a natural career progression. Started off as a CA or a clerical assistant, then you took the step to clerical officer, then it was commercial officer, then it was higher commercial officer. There was a natural progression that you could aim to. That doesn't exist anymore. And it may not be a situation that you're happy in. You may not be happy in the role that you've got, and you may have specifically just drifted into that specific role. You may feel unchallenged in the role. You just get up in the morning, you get on the train and you go to work, or you get in the car and you get to the factory, or you go to the garage, wherever it is that you work, you may just get there. Have you ever traveled to work and then once you've got there and you started your day, you remember absolutely nothing about the journey? That's a sign that you need to do something differently. Not so much in the work, but even changing your journey to maintain your focus. But the situation is, with regards to your job or your career, it may not be where you actually want it to be. It may not necessarily, using the sat-nav analogy, be the direction that you wanted. But you have a default future, okay? You have a default future, and it will change, or it will not change unless you take action to make that change. So why would a person wish to have this PDP? Moving forward in a career or job, what career goal do you want to achieve? That's the part that we need to think about here. What does success look like to you? Okay. Let's take those things in short stock. I think I might have skipped a little bit too far. You have, as I said before, a default future, and you will have to, let's look at my notes here, you'll have to take action to make that specific change. That's where I am now. So you will use it to grow in the role that you've got at the moment, okay? And you'll use it to develop as a person. What a career development plan does is it prevents you from growing stale career-wise, yeah? And stale means that you don't grow. It means that you're not open to new ideas. You don't generate new ideas or new thoughts. And you become inflexible in the role that you're doing and the jobs that you're doing. And that's no good, because if you become inflexible, people will see you as intransigent in the job that you've got. It's important, again, because of employee motivation. As an engaged employee, you will have a motivation to get the job done and to aspire to do things that, as I said earlier on, it makes you fresh. Goal achievement, target achievement, and results in increased productivity are the benefits of having a career development plan. And it's important for the business that you work for as an employee. You'll be demonstrating that you are taking responsibility for your development, okay? And it can result in increased salary, can result in advancement, and it will result in inclusion in the company perks. There's lots of perks and benefits of being in a company, and those are the benefits of being proactive and growing as an individual. If the company doesn't have development plans for employees, and you need to get the development plan, more and more small businesses are looking at that because they don't have them, then you should invest in yourself. You should invest in your own personal development. More and more people in Europe and in the United States and in the United Kingdom are spending more time and more money on developing themselves. I go to a lot of events, and some of them are personal development events, and they're not all intervention specialists. They're ordinary people doing ordinary jobs just like me, but they want something else. They want to learn something else that they're not necessarily getting with the companies that they work for. So, and you get a good return on that specific investment. The money, you get that money back as quickly as you spent it, because you will be seeing the benefits. Okay, so questions that I was asking again is, what career goal do you want to achieve as an individual? Yep. What does success look like to you? What does a year look like to you? What are you going to be doing in that role in a year? When do you want to achieve this success by? Okay. These are the questions that you should be asking yourself. So let's take the first question. What career goal do you want to achieve? Okay. To help you with this, what are you most passionate about? What are you most passionate about in the job that you do? What are you most passionate about as an individual? I had a client call this morning, and she was absolutely passionate about creating things. And she's trying to build a career where she can continue that creative juices, or continue with the creative juices she's got, because that's the thing she's passionate about. And if you can combine that with the job, absolutely perfect. There aren't always opportunities to do that, but that's the kind of thing she's looking for. What do you have that would be the hardest to do without? What do you have that would be the hardest to do without? What have you done that you are most proud of? Yep. So remember, this is about what career goal do you want to achieve. So what we're trying to do is understand the options that are open to you, what kind of things that you want to do. If you had unlimited resources and couldn't fail, what would you set out to do? Just close your eyes and give yourself a moment to think about that. If you had unlimited resources and you couldn't fail, what would you set out to do? Okay. And the second question here was, what does success look like to you? Yeah. What does the end result? What is the goal here? And achieving it, what will success look like to you? I mean, success is subjective, remember. So to everybody, it means different things. It doesn't mean having a 200 grand a year or 100 grand a year or 50 grand a year salary. It might be something totally different. So what does it look like to you? Let's go 5 years into the future. What role will you be doing in your successful career? What will you be doing? How will you feel about having achieved the success that you're looking for? How are you feeling having achieved it? What are people saying about you? What are your friends saying about the level of success that you've achieved, that you told them you were going to achieve? What are you hearing? What are they saying about you? And when do you want to achieve this success by? I just threw 5 years or 1 year out there, but that's just to give you something that you can imagine looking forward, because I do it all the time. What do I want to be doing in a year? What do I want to be doing in 18 months? What do I want to be doing in 3 years? So when do you want to achieve this by? What help do you need? Is this goal one that you need real assistance to achieve? What do you need? What additional resources do you need? What additional resources are required? Is it people? Is it a thing? Is it a person? Is it help? What kind of resources are required to help you to achieve what you want to achieve? Okay. So, and sorry, with regards to the resources, that could be anything like training, that could be looking for a qualification, it could be exposure to another department so that you can understand the demands of that specific department, or the experience that you're looking for. So I just thought I'd throw that one in there. It's not always as tangible. Okay, so to create your career development plan, what you would need to do now is to identify your development needs. Now, some of you will have worked with me or a few weeks ago or a few months ago when we talked about a SWOT analysis. And that was a tool that we used to help you to see what your strengths were, what your development areas were, the opportunities that are open to you, and the threats. And that's the acronym for that. So let me see where I am with this one. There were some questions I was going to ask you about. In fact, I'll ask you anyway. So now you know what you want to achieve. and you know what achieving this goal will look like, and you know when you want to achieve it by, and you have a view of what you may need to help you. Okay, so what I want to do is ask you, and that's what I was talking about, the SWOT analysis, is look at some career development type questions. So have you considered how you feel and what you want to achieve and what's happening at the moment with regards to you achieving the success that you're looking for? And on a scale of 1 to 10, which is my 1 to 10 questions, so I wrote them down earlier, very much scribbled this additional piece. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the ideal situation, what number are you now with regards to where you are in your career development? 1 being, 10 being, I'm absolutely there. What number would you put on it? How do you feel about the number that you've written down? Was it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Or, God goodness me, was it less? How do you feel about the number, and what skills do you have that could help you? Yep, which goes back to the SWOT analysis, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. Okay, so where are you going to be in terms of building that plan? When are you going to build this plan for yourself? I can help you with that at the end of this call, but where are you going to build? When are you going to build this plan? I keep saying where. When are you going to build this plan? Okay, and then once you've built it, you need to obviously execute it. There's no point having a plan that you're not going to execute, because there was no point writing it. That's bad. But the trick here is always to be reviewing the plan that you've got and fixing it and topping and tailing it. Sounds like I'm whizzing away, but I've probably only got about 8 minutes left. Okay, so going back to the SWOT analysis, you need to identify your development needs. Use the SWOT analysis that I talked to you about, the SWOT analysis. And if you weren't there for that one, you know, let's not mess around with it, because I didn't put one onto the screen today. Please drop me a message using the details at the end of this session, and I will get a copy along to you. But the SWOT analysis is the things you need to ask yourself are: what are you great at? What are your best talents? What are your natural abilities? What are you most effective at? The problem or the challenge with a SWOT analysis, and especially strengths, is that if I said that to you, what are your strengths, you would struggle. You'd come out with the template answers, but lots of people struggle with that. So if you get used to answering that question, write it down and learn it so that you've got it parrot fashion. You only need to be strong at 4 or 5 to be able to answer that question. Imagine that you are in a job interview and the interviewer asks you, what are your strengths? What are you going to tell them? This is why this exercise is pretty good, to get you used to saying it. Okay. So we said here, what are your strengths? We talked about what are your natural abilities? We've said. So I said, write down 4 or 5 key strengths. And what do others who know you, what do they say about you? Ask them to input on that one, because it's always good to get a third party influence on what you're going to write down. And in terms of the weaknesses, I prefer to call them development areas. And with those development areas, where do you think you need to work? What are the areas that you think that you need to improve on? That's all a development area is. Do not call it a weakness. Just think of it as something that you could improve. So what they used to say when I was taught how to use a SWOT, because we use them for business rather than people, but turned it around here, is to take that weakness, if you like, and turn it into a positive. So that's why we call it a development area. Okay. The opportunities are out there for you, and that's what the O's for. So identify the learning opportunities as a result of completing the SWOT analysis for yourself. What skills do you need to add? What experience is required? What specific training is required? It could be a role that requires some form of training, whether it's an NVQ or a level 2 or a level 3 a diploma. By all means, have a look, explore that. What do you need? And as in terms of getting that, what would be the result of you getting that? It could be a condition of the step across or the step up that you're looking for. And build your plan. What specifically are you going to do? And that's what I said down there about executing it. What specifically are you going to do? Now, remember to make that plan SMART. Remember what we talked about SMART. It was specific, measurable, actionable, yep, result orientated and time bound. So you've got to know when you're going to finish it by, okay? You've got all that information, and look up SMART on the internet. There's so much on Google about SMART, so I won't bore you with it. But if you make your objective or your action SMART, you're more likely to achieve it, and achieve it effectively and efficiently. And I have the template of the SWOT analysis, as I said earlier on. So if you're interested in that and it's something that you want, then by all means, drop me a line and I will get it across to you, okay? All right. That is almost the end of where we are. Just to give you a quick recap, we were talking about what it was. It's for people, what group coaching is. What it is for people that are looking for career development and or personal development, or looking for something because they want to know what the benefit of it is. They want a taster. People that are seeking career change and coming back into the working environment. And for people that feel that they are unchallenged, and lots of people feel unchallenged for lots and lots of reasons. Okay, so the next step for those looking for moving forward outside of doing the group coaching would be normally one-to-one coaching, and you can do that in several ways. You can engage on a one-to-one basis to help you to achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. I do here at Improving Performance 3 packages that could help you to move forward. We've got the gold package, which is effectively the 3-month package. I can, at the request of clients, move that to a 6-month plan, because the 3-month plan is where I speak to clients on a weekly basis. But some clients prefer a bi-weekly arrangement, which is absolutely fine, which is why I stretch it to 6 months. You can have the 1-month plan. You may have something that you think, right, I just want to work with you for a month. Or you could have a bronze, which is just an ad hoc one-off. You just want to talk to me as on a one-off. And for those people that have no patience whatsoever, much like me, you can have the 2-day intensive. And that's where we just go somewhere and we do immersive training and coaching to help you to achieve what you want to achieve, and get you a plan within that 2 days that will help you to achieve your objectives over the next 3 months. Okay, now the Career Advance and Development Group Coaching Community offer, because you're a community, you are a community here as we grow ahead. So the gold package is 20% off until midnight tomorrow night, and the silver package is 20% off until midnight, and the bronze and the bronze ad hoc basis coaching is remaining at £400. So if it's something you're interested, by all means, drop me a line. And what you do is you send me that email to info@improvingperformance.co.uk. And if you put in the code into the email or into the header, IMPPRF, which obviously stands for Improving Performance, and you put 25 SEP, as in 25th of September, to info@Improving Performance, and then I'll send you some information with the price into a formal quotation for you, and then we can have a conversation about what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, you can engage me in many ways. Like I said, you can send an email to info@improvingperformance.co.uk. there are the 2 Facebook groups that sit on the back of the Improving Performance business page, and that's Generation X Career Advance and Development, and the General Career Advance and Development. As I said right at the top of this call, lots of people face different challenges, and that's why there's 2 groups. And I'm beginning to add more and more to those 2 group pages as they grow. Okay, you can look at the website, which is www.improvingperformance.co.uk, and I'm also on Instagram. So you can just look up Improving Performance there. And there is a YouTube page, which is Improving Performance. I only use that as a repository for the videos, but I've noticed recently it's getting a few hits of people looking at the videos. So I shall put the rest of them on there for you to see. Okay, listen, that's the end of the call. We are smack bang on target, 30 minutes. I just wanted to say that with regards to working with Improving Performance and Reg Gosling, I keep don't want to talk about myself in the third person, me. Just wanted to say to you, it's your story. You're the person that decides how that story ends. And that improving performance, all we are is here to help you to write the next page. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye-bye.